Hey everyone, Scoop Scientist here. Yes, I do have a little patch thing there. That's because I had a little surgery, nothing too major, just to be a small scar. But anyway, on to the video. I got a few things here. Some test tubes, then I got little stoppers and containers, that again, blowtorch, and some universal indicator paper. So what I'm going to do is I want to try to extract some drinkable water from dirt. Okay, so I'm just going to get a small amount of dirt. As you can see, the dirt's quite dry here. So I just want to get some in this test tube. There we go. Got a nice sample of dirt. Okay, there's my dirt in that test tube. Now what I'm going to do, use this blowtorch. When I heat it up, the water should come out of it, but it's not going to be very pure. So after I get some water, I want to then transfer it over into this test tube, set up a little rig, and distill it down to this tiny container here. And with the universal indicator paper, I want to do 2 tests with the dirty water from here. I want to see how acidic or basic it is, and then I want to do some more. And we'll do another test with the distilled water if it's acidic or basic, or neutral, of course. So let's get into it. Okay, now if you've seen my attempt at making a Prince Rupert's drop, that video, then you'll know that this thing here, the flame that comes out can melt glass. So I don't want to melt this test tube. I want to have the heat spread, so not focus in one spot. So let's see how that goes. Go on. Well, you can see there's a lot of something coming out, unless that's just my gloves burning. You gotta be really careful of that. Well, give me 1 second. You can see, I think that's probably water vapor. You can see up there's a bunch of liquid. So far it's looking good for me extracting water from dirt. It's just, I need to be very careful. I think I need to figure out a new rig because my gloves are getting singed slightly. So I'll be right back with a new rig. Okay, I'm back with this little rig. It's a clamp, just kind of holding it up, and you gotta be careful because that there is wood and that's wood, so I don't want to burn anything with this blowtorch I got here. But anyway, I'm gonna get back into it. You know what? I'm actually starting to think that is not water vapor. It's dry and it smells kind of like smoke, just regular wood smoke. So maybe that isn't water vapor, although I can still see the condensation of the water on the side, but what's coming out the top I think is just regular smoke. Because on the top of the dirt there you can see it's turning black a bit, so that's being burnt, which is probably where that's coming from. And here you can see other yellowy red looking stuff on there, so not too sure what that is, but I'm going to keep going for a little bit longer and see if I can get much water from it. I'm not seeming to have much more luck getting any more water than what's on the side there. This thing is still very hot. But there's a fair amount of the smoke coming out. This has been sitting around for a few minutes. I've had it off. I've had this thing off for a few minutes and smoke has still been coming out of it. But there's been a fair amount of the condensation and there's no way I can really get that into enough to distill down into here. This thing here. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find something else that I can extract some water from. Some drinkable water so I can distill it down. Okay, so what I've done here, I've cleaned up the test tube a bit and I've gotten some wetter dirt. So I'm gonna see if I can get the water that's out of that. It's basically mud, so I'm gonna see how this goes this time. Whoa, that's really wet dirt. Yeah, okay, this time that's steam. That's definitely... So if I can actually block that off... Oh wow. Oh, the blocking off doesn't work too well. Yeah, it doesn't work at all. Okay, I want to see if I can tip off some of this water. Come on. Gotta. Oh, there's a drop. So again, heaps more liquid or condensation around the inside of the test tube. This time, instead of there smoke coming out of the test tube, there was water. There was vapor, water vapor. And I could tell it was water vapor because when I put my hand over it, instead of it just being dry, the vapor started to condense on my fingers. So, and also I got a drop down into this test tube, a drop of water when I poured it off, but it got overtaken by dirt when some of the dry stuff came in. But yeah, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to distill it today, but oh yeah, I was planning on tasting the water, seeing if it would taste good, and also with the indicator paper, using that, but I can't really do that today or this time because I just couldn't get enough water. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see future videos like this.